Hello, everyone. Thank you so very much for joining this community show. May you be welcome. I hope you're all doing well. Today, we will be talking about the content compression that we are not doing, as well as the new content that you can expect next week. It's already next week, the patch. Today, my co host is Mujin. Let's get started. Hello, Machine. Welcome to the community show. I am so happy to have you along. This is going to be really cool. So, how are you doing? How are you doing?
I am doing okie pokey.
Okay. So, it is the very first time you're joining the show, so that's really great. But you have been playing Embers for a long time. Can you introduce yourself a little bit?
Like what? What do you want to know? My name's Mujin. I play a variety of games. MMOs has been my bread and butter for a while, but a lot of the things have gone kind of the wrong way with that, so I kind of pulled back a bit. Games like this have brought me back to it, so got that. So, if I seem a little nervous, I am.
That's all good. So you are creating content on YouTube and on Twitch TV, right?
Yes. If I do streaming, I switched it to Twitch, and then I just make general recordings on my YouTube.
Yes, and you're providing different guide about different MMORPG you like, and there's quite some interesting video that you have created about Embers Adrift. We introduced one last week about the other. So, are you generally interested with the lore?
Depends if it pulls me in. The other were an interesting creature that we see. I was hoping by now we'd get to meet one. You guys have been teasing that for a while.
Yeah, it's coming soon. Not
you
next
keep saying
one.
that.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's going to be awesome. So, how did you start at Embers Adrift, and what do you enjoy about the game?
Well, if you want full disclosure, when I first started the game, I did not like it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Gave it a pretty bad review. You could go check it out. It might still be on well, their Static Group Live now. They used to be Pantheon Plus. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But watching Nathan play it for months after that and seeing that you guys were making pretty good progress and pretty good changes, it changed my mind. And well, I actually deleted my first two characters that I made way back when the game was new. So the characters I made were like 5 or 6 months after the server was released, and I switched through a few.
Okay, that's really interesting. I really love this kind of, how can I say, witness or experience where you start, you don't like it, and then you try it again, and then you like it. Can you develop that a little bit more? What turned you off at first, and how the game redeem itself in your eyes, so to speak?
Trying to remember. I think the leveling was very much slower back then. It was. I was not having fun with that, and you didn't. Some of your content wasn't well developed in my opinion when it first released. Too many of the dungeons looked the same, and a lot smaller mob selection, I could say. We were very much just like, what was it, deers, mice, rats, all that stuff. Kind of the common stuff you see in all the other games. When you started introducing more stuff, then it started looking cool, so I came back. And plus, Nathan's a pretty good convincer of people to play games, so there's that too.
Yeah, that's true. He is very good at that. I agree. It's the best salesman ever. All right, so I propose to see a little extract of the content you are doing that I prepared for the show. So let's see it.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Can I discuss Embers Adrift? They proposed a level squish, and I believe it's up on their test server. I'm gonna be honest and say I am not fond of taking the 1 to 50 experience and shrinking it down to the 1 to 30 experience. All you're really doing is taking all that EXP and pushing it down into less levels, which just means it's gonna take longer to get each level. I don't think that's gonna solve the problem of people feeling like they're stuck at levels. You're just gonna make it feel like they're stuck at these lower levels even longer. Over here, I think there's another quest update in this area as well for the apprentice, I think. Wonder if they changed the cash quest for this one. Ooh. I wouldn't be surprised. They're all angry. What's that? Okay. Yep, they did. It's bots. Uh-oh. 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 So they changed the look of it. That's why I was confused before. Now that I know what I'm looking for, too bad. Back to Voice. His name is Voice. Wow. I didn't really pay attention to that name until now.
And here we go. So I have chosen an extract of your YouTube video and then of your live stream. So it was quite interesting because you have been creating this video to share your feedback related to the content compression that we were proposing to the community, and you also have been testing thoroughly on the QA server to really see what you were thinking about it, and you have been sharing your feedback, etc. So thank you for that. So that was quite interesting, as we are going to talk about that in detail a little bit later. But first, I would like to ask you, what are the class you are playing, and which one is your favorite one?
Well, I've made what, seven or eight. Deleted 3 now. At one point, I did have what was one of the healing classes? Can't think of it. But my main 3 right now are Juggernaut, Brigand, and Warden. Highest level is Warden. Of the 3, probably slightly lean towards the Juggernaut because it can take hit and pretty much dish them out too. Probably they seem to me on the same DPS scale at least as the Brigand. I could be wrong, but that's my feeling.
Okay, nice, interesting. So that's really cool. And what do you think of the alchemy system? If I recall correctly, in this video that were the review of Static Group, about Embers Adrift, you were doing a whole group. I've been talking about that at the time, but you have been like 7 person, maybe 8, to discuss and review Embers Adrift, and you were one of them. Were you the person that was really turned off by the fact that there was no magic class?
Well, it was part of it, but I think the biggest person that was actually turned off with no magic was Drac, actually.
Ah, yeah, maybe, yes.
Yes, I like magic too, but I can live without it. The alchemy helps out, but like Nathan, I think we need a fully magic class to really bring in more people, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, but who knows? Bringing a wizard or a necromancer, that will probably not happen. But you never know what things can come up in future.
Well, you don't need necessarily a necromancer because
Oh, no.
I don't know how well you could introduce a pet class into this, but maybe a wizard. Wizard wouldn't hurt.
No, the
Or an
pet class...
enchanter. There you go.
The pet class is definitively something that we would like to bring. It just require a lot of work from to have a good AI for the pets, so they behave in a nice way and they're not brainless things that pull everything behind you and stuff like that. I think if we don't have the pets AI properly created, it will be damaging in our game, considering how strategic it is. So it needs to be well done. So, which is the reason why it has not been done immediately, but it's definitively something we want to bring in. How we will bring it? Will it be a specific class? Will it be accessible to everyone? Who knows? Maybe there will be a quest to do to be able to unlock it, and anyone could be able to tame creatures. Do you imagine a berserker with a bear friend, or I don't know. It could be fun. There's plenty of possibility, but that's not in the roadmap, unfortunately. That's on the wish list, because we also have a wish list with a lot of features that are really cool that we want to bring into the game, and hopefully we will be able to do it at some point. So, what do you say about speaking about the patch notes? Yeah, let's get to it. I'm going to read the patch notes. Do feel free to interrupt me anytime you want if you have something to say about the patch notes. One of the new features we're bringing for next week patch is the maps. So you will be able to see any map of the world anywhere in the world. So until now, you can only see the map of the zone you're in, but you will have a drop-down menu. And if you're in New Haven Valley, you will be able to see Middleland or Dryfoot and whatnot. Obviously, you need to have discovered the map to reveal the place in. So you will not be able to see what you have not seen. But there will be also a world map. A world map that is not as detailed as the world map you can see in New Haven City into the Ranger Tavern, but you will have access to a world map that showcase every zone. Then again, you need to discover those zones, otherwise there will be a fog of war onto those places. So here we have some map updates. World map added, include monolith as point of interest. Right click will now back out to the world map when a zone map is loaded. Maps are now loaded in a more memory efficient way. Zone line can now be clicked to load the appropriate map if that zone has been discovered. While near a monolith, you can teleport to an ember ring or another monolith via the teleport button that will show on individual map on the world map, which will be pretty useful. So now instead of clicking on the monolith and using the drop-down menu that is still there, you will be able to just go next to the monolith, open your map, and then select the place you want to teleport in. Whether it is another ember ring within the same zone, or if it's to another monolith from another zone. Obviously, you need to have discovered.
You have to be near an ember ring to teleport and or monolith?
Yeah, you need to be next the monoliths, and then you open your map and you can travel to the other monolith or to another embering from the map instead of using the drop down menu. But the drop down menu is still there. Teleport confirmation dialog is now confined to the map window, and no bugs, new discoveries are not immediately reflected on the map until you close and reopen the map. This will be resolved in the next patch. So all of this is on the QA server. You can test it out if you want. Next week, it should be really nice. Global repair icon. A new icon will appear near to your nameplate when one of your equipped item or weapon are operating at less than 100% capacity. For armor, this means they are below 80% durability and have non-max armor class. For weapon, this means they are lower than 20% durability and are doing less than than maximum damage. The tooltip for this icon will state which slots are impacted. So that's another little quality of life addition that will be useful, I think. At least it will be useful for me because I always forget to check if I need to repair my armor. A few corrections for the task. Grimstone Canyon Doe task expanded to include all deer. Retro Ridgeback task now only require 5 Ridgeback and 10 crocodile. And Shriek Ember Vein task updated from 5 to 10 to 3 to 12 required kill. Fix the Toxic Spit ability emote to not reference you if it spit at anyone nearby. Fix a stuck spot in Grizzle Peak, Central Vein, Ember Vein, New Haven City, New Haven Valley, Dryfoot, and Grimstone. Thanks again to everyone that has been stuck to allow us to find those spots. Fixed Clipping Mushroom on selection screen. Fix a typo in Northridge Plateau task. Fix an issue with an item repair icon always showing if it has 0 or more. Fix an issue preventing mail from being able to be sent to some players. Spider Stalker no longer can go Ashen. Updated sub-prop LODS. Adjusted all monster resilience buffs so they will no longer use them until they are close to death. Those abilities now last longer and have longer cooldown. This should provide more time for players to deal with those buffs while also not wasting their cooldown before needing it. So that's specific to the Basilisk that can have this resilience bonus, which can make them extremely annoying to kill. I don't know, you had experienced those Basilisk kills?
Some. Mostly in the, what is that? No, not Grimstone, the one before. Can't think of it right now.
Yeah, Dryfoot.
Dryfoot, that's the one, yes.
Yeah, the Basilisk Ember Vein, they are particularly annoying with that buff. Especially when you have a little patrol that's come up when you have already a big pack of Basilics on your face. And they don't die because they have this buff.
Yep, I've experienced that a few times.
Yeah, because for a very long time, I have thought that the bats were my most annoying creature. And then sometimes I was like, no, in fact, it's the basilisks. They are really, really not nice.
Bats aren't too bad if you don't need to move.
Yeah. Adjusted all monster heal ability to only be used when they are lower health. That's nice too. Added juice to pie vendor at proving grounds, and scale armor have been colored. Alright. Okay, now we have something really new to speak about. I hope you're ready, Mujin. I think it's going to be exciting. And you guys too, be ready. I hope you like it. Travel essence. One of the frequently received feedback about Ember Essence in our game is that higher level players cannot acquire Ember Essence reliably in lower level zone. This can disincentivize players from visiting lower level zone as they might not have enough essence for traveling back to higher level zone. Since we implemented fast travel via the monoliths, we have been brainstorming different ideas of how we might allow players to also pay for travel with in-game currency. This will add a natural goal seeing in-game while allowing players an alternative means to pay for travel. However, using currency at the monolith didn't make much sense from a lore perspective unless we plan on adding a coin slot or added an NPC to every monolith. So, further brainstorming session led us to the idea of a specialized travel essence, or TE for short. The basic idea is that we double the capacity of each player's Ember Stone, but the extra space could only be filled with travel essence. This will allow players to bank some of the essence for travel while reserving the rest for abilities. In addition, if players were required to pay for this conversion, it's at a universal but optional gold thing into the game, which should benefit the economy. When using a monolith, travel funds will be removed from the travel essence first, followed by a regular essence. Internal testing has shown that this idea had merit, so we're opening it for testing in this patch. To convert your Ember Essence to Travel Essence, visit the Academy in New Haven City and speak with Galinoman. They will allow you to access the Essence conversion device interface. Here you will find a simple slider with your Essence on the left and your Travel Essence on the right. Set the slider to the amount of Travel Essence you would like to purchase and hit the convert button. The current conversion rate is 1 Ember Essence equal 2 Travel Essence and cost 1 silver per Travel Essence purchased. This rate means that Travel Essence is more bang for your buck when it comes to travel. Travel Essence is certainly a luxury of the game as the cost can add up. However, we feel that doubling the value of your essence for travel is well worth the squeeze. As an example, let's assume you head to the Academy with a full Ember Stone with 100 Ember Essence. To fill up your travel Essence, it will cost you 50 Ember Essence and 1 gold. 50 Ember Essence will be converted to 100 Travel Essence at 1 silver per Travel Essence. The total cost is 1 gold. Lower level player may struggle to afford the conversion, but it is important to remember that regular essence can still be used at the monolith as you're used to. We like to think of Travel Essence as a saving account, in that the player might deposit some of their Ember Essence into it when they visit the city. So, Mujin, your first impression about that?
I think, sounds like a good idea, but I don't know about the cost right now. Initially it seems quite high, but if you're trying to encourage high level players to kind of help lower level players, they should be able to afford it. Lower levels, probably anyone below, I don't know, like 25-ish, might not like the 1 gold sink for the 100 conversion.
Yes, the idea was really to solve two problems at once. Once again, we like to do that, right? That's often what we are aiming for, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So we know that one of the travel aspect of our game can be problematic sometimes, so it was very well explained in the post. I don't have to explain it further. But the other point is that we don't have any sort of goal thing into the game. And we were really trying to find goal things that were interesting and will not be impactful onto Defender, for example, like the repair cost can be. And we also wanted goals thing that will stay. Because your bank, yes, that's a goal thing, it's a pretty important one. But once you have opened everything in your bank, well, you're done. So we wanted something where you will regularly need to put some gold into. So that's where the idea came from. So hopefully it's going to work.
Okay. I don't know. Can you do any kind of travel paths, or is that not feasible with a zoning setup like you got, where you have to zone to each, or actually physically zone to each area?
So, like, what exactly? What was the? I missed the beginning of your question.
Well, it's like a travel system like World of Warcraft has. I don't know. That's probably not possible with how it
Oh,
zones and all that stuff, right?
oh yeah, like a flying griffin, like the griffin, basically.
Could be a horse, because there were travel paths in Dark Age of Camelot, and you rode on a horse. One of the
Yeah.
benefits of that was you could actually jump off at any point if you wanted to.
Well, I think while this idea is kind of nice, it might not be something we can work on right now because that will imply quite some tech. No, I'm not even sure if we want to do it from design perspective, but from the tech perspective, like I think it will be quite some work for having the animation right and the nav mesh working and stuff like that. So it's not something we can do fast, while this system with the Embers was something that we could do pretty fast. Now I'm going to answer a question from Blinding Grain. Are we getting a monolith in town at zero cost? It's going to cost 70 Ember cents to go to from the academy. So no, we're not going to have a monolith in town for now. So this is something we may add in future, but it will not be a monolith with zero cost either. We have planned for it, but it's going to take a little while before we can implement it in game. So right now what I can tell you about our idea with the in-town monoliths, can I speak about that? Maybe not yet, but we are in the stage of brainstorming something that we want to be really cool, and we would like to make it something where the whole community is working together to make it happen, instead of just having a new monolith. So that being said,
I have a kind of question related to that. How come you didn't have a monolith in the capital city in the first place?
because we wanted to have a monolith that will be constructed by the player and that the community needs to be maintaining to keep it on. So we're still working on that. I think that originally it was a question of performance. That was a little bit the problem, was to have a monolith in the middle of the city. Now that we have mostly figure out the performance problem, it is not as much as an excuse. So it's something we could want to implement, but we also don't want to just next patch you have a monolith. I know everyone will be happy, but we want to do a big deal out of it. We want to make an event, something that the community need to be involved around. We have a bigger idea than just adding a monolith, and so we have been thinking about that. What if we put a monolith for convenience first, and then we set it back and we integrate the tech to have the maintenance of the monolith? But we're thinking, if we do that, the community is going to be pissed off. So for now, there's no monolith. Then when we have prepared our stuff, then we will implement the monolith. So right now, there is the North Reach monolith. That's the closest to the city. It's not very far. It's just one extra loading screen. So
Okay, that's fair enough. The idea of community building and maintaining it sounds actually pretty good. Could use more events, random events. Are you able to actually create events or just spawn creatures into zones?
oh, like dynamic event in like in Guild Wars 2. Yeah, I don't think that's something we're going to do right now. But it's something that could be worked on at some point. We're working on some other cool stuff too for encounters. At some point we will be ready to talk about it. And that will serve both low level and high level player, and will serve also as one of the base for endgame-ish type of activities. So right now, when we have been talking about the endgame content last week, so we are not exactly working on the endgame itself, but we are working on tech that will serve the endgame later. So you're not going to have a new endgame dungeon next patch. That's guaranteed that it's not going to happen. But we are not abandoning you, endgame player. We're thinking about you and preparing some tech to create some cool stuff for you in the future. So I know it's not ideal answer, but it's a honest answer. All right, that's it for the patch notes. All right, and while we are looking at this, I have a little video that I will let play instead of the slideshow that you can see here. So you can check out the mailbox as well as the map. If you have not been on the QA server, it will be the occasion for you to check out what the mailbox looks like. There will be mailbox in a different zone. Obviously, right now they are only in New Haven City, but so you can see a little bit how it looks like and how you can use it. All right, but let's discuss about the content compression. So for anyone that has missed the previous episode or have not followed the news or the patch notes lately, let me summarize the discussion very fast. The content compression was an idea that the development team came up with for the community to test on. So it was a proposition. We wanted to reduce the leveling from 0 to 50 to 0 to 30, or from 1 to 30. This will have some different benefits. It will allow to have the player being closer to each other in level, helping with player to group up, helping with player to find different type of content for their level and to be able to progress in a more meaningful way, because every level will have some quite cool stuff happening instead of having to wait a few levels before getting a new ability or a new boost into your capability, etc. So we wanted to make leveling more exciting, grouping more easy, and more content to offer you. While we know that it is not the ideal solution is to have more players and more content, but all of that take more time. So that was a fast solution to solve different problems at once, but it had some serious downside. One of them being that we keeping the progression at the same rate, but you have less level, therefore each level take longer to level up. So it is a kind of illusion of perception. I am taking longer to level up, to progress my character, while the progression stayed the same, but indeed the level itself take longer. So it can be have a negative impact on the player. So we have been asking the community their feedback. The feedback of the community has come to us. We had a lot of player testing on QA server. Thank you to you guys to have taken the time to do that. We had some players that have been sharing their feedback while not testing on the QA server. Thank you as well for your feedback. So we got a lot of feedback, and we decided to not do it, to not take the risk of doing it. It is the very first time we are having a feature that we are very uncertain of adding in the game. We honestly thought it will be a good solution, but we wanted to see the reaction of the community. And the reaction of the community has not been overly enthusiastic. Either you had some very negative feedback related to it, some players that were really against it, or you had some players that were at best interested but had a lot of doubt whether it will work or not and will actually be beneficial to the overall gameplay experience. Therefore, the dev team pretty fast decided to shelve this content compression. So we are not doing it. We are not doing the content compression. So Mujin, you were not really in favor of that change. So how happy are you about the fact that we're not doing it?
I'm happy that you listen to your community. It's a good thing. So yeah, I was pretty much against it. I did give it a chance in the QA, but other than the first, like, what was it, 3 levels, it started getting really slow. So, like I think in that video I suggested trying maybe if people are having issues, is increment the level caps experience down a little bit until you get it to where people are having a good time. But I don't know how much lower you guys want to lower that threshold and still keep your kind of more hardcore feeling to the game.
Yeah, it's quite difficult to balance and such. And you have proposed several very interesting ideas. Some of them are a little bit out of the box and such. So I will recommend everyone to check out your video to really see what you have been discussing about it there, because that was quite interesting. The dev team have seen your video as well. So who knows? Who knows if we inspire ourselves from the idea you shared or not? We never know.
Well, ideas can spark other ideas. That's kind of what I was going for, more or less. Is maybe
Yeah.
I could just help spark something that maybe you didn't think of or I didn't think of.
Yeah, it's exactly that, and that's the way the dev team is working. So we know what problem we have, and we don't always have the perfect solution to solve a specific problem. And then it's like an inspiration can suddenly hit Undone or Adrift or someone which is working in the team and spark another session of brainstorming, and then we can find out a different solution. So there's a lot of that within the team, and so which is why I really would like to encourage players to share the idea. If you have ideas you want to share, just share it. It might not happen, but who knows? Who knows what this idea will provoke? And it might be in 6 months from now. So you share an idea, we kind of discard it. We say, no, it's not working for the game. And 6 months later, it's come back. Oh, yeah, well, actually, if we were doing it this way. So you never know how idea work. Inspiration, it's something weird, right? And the team here work a lot with inspiration and tinkering and brainstorming and stuff like that. So please continue to share your idea. Never feel stupid for sharing an idea. Every idea are good to share, even if they look weird at first.
Yeah, I would just say any idea you come up with can spark another idea in somebody else where they can build off of it, or sometimes it just sparks something completely new and random that could work.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And like the proverbs say, there is always more into brain than in just one. So we have decided to not do the content compression, whoever it might be something it is something that we keep on the side because it has been done. So there might be circumstances where it could be brought back. Maybe, like was saying Drindin another time, if we are adding an expansion, that's in the faraway future. Don't worry, it's not next year. But if one day we do that and we increase the level range, then maybe it will be good to squish first. There's a lot of different circumstances where it could work. So that idea, that tech has been kind of worked on. It's on the side, it's shelved, it can serve one day or maybe not. Who knows what will happen? But right now, what we're going to do is to focus on adding new content. So this month, we have some cool quality of life feature that we have introduced a little bit. In some quests, you will have 5 new quests that will be added to the game. And next month, we are hoping to bring the Dry Food Fortress. So we are back into working on content, or I'm saying we are back. We have never leaving it because a lot of people have been thinking that the content compression took a lot of time. Not really. It was something pretty easy to do tech-wise that didn't take a lot of time. While content is taking a lot of time because it includes several teams, artists, creators, equipment, creature with nav mesh, all that kind of stuff. So a new dungeon or a new zone is something that takes the most time, obviously, than just a system change.
So did you settle on a level range for that fortress?
No, I cannot really speak about it. We have been thinking in the last discussion, we have been thinking it will not be pure endgame, but it might have 2 level range in it. So you will have, for example, I'm getting the level range out of nowhere here, but like 35 to 40 one side and 45 to 50 the other side, for example, something like that.
That could work. Or you could have. Could you have where you work to unlock another area? Could that be something you could implement? So you have your beginning area, and then you have to break through to the second area, something like that. But the first area would be like your lower level content, and then once you break through, then you get the higher level content, kind of a thing.
Yeah, that could be a great idea as well. Actually, that's a little bit like a attunement quest in World of Warcraft, or similarly. Maybe not exactly that, but maybe you need to defeat the boss so you can have the key, so you can open the door or something like this. That's what you're thinking of?
Something like that, or it could be like um, you have to clear a way for, say, some kind of team to dig out something or something like that. Could be a key, could be something like that.
Yeah, that could be interesting indeed. So meaning that if you are high level, you will have to clear up the low level zone first, or area.
Or work with the lower levels, or the lower levels could do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So here it is. That's for the content compression. No content compression, guys. It's not happening. If someone asks you, you can say that. So I'm quite happy that this whole discussion happened, and I do hope that the community see how dedicated we are to the game and to developing it in a nice way for the community. Even to we can seem stubborn or certain things, and I know we are. For example, with Blue Peter, it's still going to be your compass. It's not going to change. But we are also willing to reinvent ourselves or to find creative solution and to propose them to you and see if it works for you or not. And if it doesn't work, there we go. We're not going to add it. We really
Are
want.
you gonna put a giant N on What do you guys like to call it? That's not my favorite term for that planet.
Oh, yeah,
Eye of Ibex. That's the word. That's
yes,
what
the
it's
Eye of Ibex. Well, that's the official lore name, but everyone is calling it differently. So,
Yes, didn't it start with the static group formerly known as Pantheon Plus?
yeah, there were
I think.
it's been fun, and I like the fact that this is acknowledged in the lore that the Drifter are calling the Eye of Ibex Blue Peter, and that the guy find that preposterous. Why are they calling it like that? This is so childish.
I
So,
agree with that guy.
yeah, there you go. But this is the kind of things that I really want to implement more into the game. It's to have those little Easter egg where the community can recognize their input in. They can see, oh yeah, we have been there, we have done that, we have influenced the world. We have put our little touch to it, because this world is created by us, of course, the dev team, but also by you, the community. And so I like that the game can reflect that. And as we do have a closer relationship with you than, let's say, a AAA company that have thousands and thousands of players and they cannot pay attention to everyone, you will most likely be a nobody if you play World of Warcraft, for example, unless you're a content creator or a super hardcore player. But here in this game, we know almost all our player. And so if you are doing a lot of reports, if you're speaking a lot on Discord, we are going to know you. So no problem. We know you exist. You can be seen. So it would be sad to not take advantage of that, not in the mean way, but more into the honoring that relationship we have and using it to make you feel like you are part of what we're building here.
So, do you guys have any plans on putting out any big contests for that PvP arena that you guys set up?
So, no, the arena is just an arena. Now, do I have the desire of creating a big tournament event? Yes, absolutely. I just need to get to it and to organize it. So that's just a question. That's a me problem, but it's definitely something that I want to do. However, the dev team is not going to add anything more to the proving ground at this point, because our goal has never been to be a PvP game. We just wanted to. We have always planned to add a little proving ground arena style things for you guys to enjoy yourself, but without making a big deal out of it. It's just a place that you can use as much or as little as you want. We are not going to balance the classes, the combat around PvP. It's just for fun. So if you like it, use it. If you don't like it, don't use it. That's it. But yeah, we just take the chance that it was a good idea for the April Fool, and we just jump on that idea. It was pretty fun to do it. But yes, to anyone worried that by bringing this proving ground into the game, we're going to change the direction of our game and we are going to add PvP. No, we're not. There's just this little arena, and this is something we have always been sharing since the very beginning, that it might happen. We might add a little place for you to compete, and we will see. It's just for fun here. Have you been dueling into the arena machine?
No, not yet. I haven't had anybody ask me to, and I haven't found anybody I really wanted to duel yet, so maybe in the future.
Okay, so guys, you have here Mujin, right? If you want to compete against a 33 Jug, you have your man.
33 Warden. I got a 31 Jug.
Oh, sorry. My apologies.
And a 24 Break.
There you go. Well, we did a little bit of combat earlier with very low level. It was pretty fun. It was just silly, of course. But it could be something bigger if we were doing a tournament. That could be pretty fun, I think. Just for fun, but we have the gradine where everyone, or the seat where everyone can go and spectate. Can be fun. And Trix is saying, I won my first fight. Yeah, it's true. We were 3 and we did the free for all things and Trix. So maybe healers are a little bit OP at level 5, I don't know. When it comes to that. I got wrecked first.
Did they team up on you? I missed that part. I was out, I think.
Yeah, so what you can do in the arena is that you can either go as a team, and then you need another team in front of you, of course. But that's pretty interesting as well. And I would really like to see a group of 3 players versus a group of 3 players, because I think that could be very interesting and very strategic. You can also be free for all, you know, like no one is in a team and then you can attack each other. And so we did that. We were 3 and we were all attacking each other. We were doing a grand melee of 3 players. And I lost and Trix won. But we were level 5, so, you know.
You didn't cheat, did he? There was something outside the bounds of the laws of not beating Elloa? Is that a thing? No one can defeat Elloa?
No. People can defeat me. It's allowed. So yeah, that's it for the news that I wanted to share. Do you have anything else you want to add about that subject of the content compression or the new content that we're adding next month?
Just look forward to test some of that stuff.
Yeah.
See that mailbox has been a while coming. I thought it was supposed to be in 2 months ago, I thought, or am I mistaken on that?
Yeah, it was ideally we wanted to have it last month, so it was supposed to be in last month patch, but then we had like a few little things that could cause problem. And as the mailbox is playing or sending your item and your money to other player, if there's any bug, there's consequence. If you have a quest that's bugged, for sure it's annoying, you cannot progress your quests, but it's not a big deal. However, if your item you are sending are duplicates or I don't know, whatever bug it can, that can really be bad, especially if some player discover it and don't report it and use it to their advantage, stuff like that. Or if your item disappear and they're gone, all those kind of things we wanted to be sure to test it thoroughly, which is why we added an extra month of testing. And we had asked the community to come in and to test the price, to see if the fee were balanced according to their opinion. So yeah, that's why we added an extra month of testing.
I do have one question that's kind of outside the thing. You've seen that video for the bizarre kind of setup for instead of like an auction house where people could rent like an NPC to sell their stuff. Is that something you guys can actually do, or is that kind of outside your tech at this point?
I don't think we can do that right now, but this is something we are considering different things for the trade system, but we will see after the mail system is implemented first to see how the community react to it, how it does affect the community, how it does affect trade before to take any definitive solution. But we have been brainstorming already a few things related to that. So no promises related to the trade system. Will we have one anytime soon? I do not know, but just knowing that the discussion happened. That being said, we really want to see the impact the mail system will have first. And we are working and discussing different things right now, so we will most likely not be able to work on everything at once. So I'm not sure what you can expect next, except the Dry Food Fortress.
I look forward to the fortress if it's going to be the like around 30-ish range, at least part of it.
Yeah, I'm very excited for the Dry Food Fortress too, especially because we have a new creature in it. It's going to be really cool.
Oh, you're not going to hint at what it is?
It's a new creature.
Oh, okay.
it's something that is not at all in the game yet.
Again. Probably not.
So, no, it's not going to be a dragon. That I can say. It's not going to be a dragon, but it's going to be really cool. So, yeah. But we have to wait a little bit longer before to get it. We also do have some new shirts that has been created by our artist. So we are still continuing to develop new content on every matter. It just takes a little time because we have such a reduced team in comparison to other studio. So, but we were working on content, so may it be quest, may it be new creature, may it be new equipment, all of that is coming step by step. All right. What about a little weekly game? Do you like the weekly game? You need to participate in the weekly game mission.
What weekly game?
What weekly game? The weekly game on Discord, of course. Every week I propose you a little challenge on Discord and you have to post a screenshot proving your goodwill.
Oh.
And then you can win 1 gold. I know for some people 1 gold doesn't mean nothing. But for new players or for low-level player, it can mean that you can expand your inventory. And now that we will have these Embers and things, you may need that gold even if you are higher level. So you never know. In any case, the weekly game is for fun, most of it, and one day maybe I will have some cosmetic prize to share with you. That might also be a surprise that you can expect at some point. So let's see. Last week, what I asked, let's see your talent as a screenshot grapher. Take a beautiful landscape picture. F11 is your friend. 1 screenshot per player. So our first entry in is Fiasefa. Sorry, I say it again. Our first entry is Fiasefa with a very beautiful panoramic screenshots where you see the whole area of Northreach and Blue Peter. I think it's a really beautiful screenshot because you really have this rounded type of visual. Very beautiful, Fiasefa. Next is Genra. Genra is always taking sublime screenshot. Is really talented. Here you have this really beautiful night sky with those purple and blue color and the shadows, but slightly light up by Blue Peter. You have those creatures. So there's a very nice composition here. Really like it. It's a beautiful screenshot. Here we have Marcus, which is sharing a beautiful view of Vantessa, actually. I think so. I think it's the Vantessa side. Maybe not actually, but it's dry food, that's for sure. And it's a beautiful panorama of dry food, which is not always... like it's not the most popular zone, while in fact it has a lot of charm once you get into it and you stop to be angry at End and Basilics. It really has a very particular charm in terms of landscaping and atmosphere.
Yeah, that's where you can catch Elloa singing, right?
The reputation. Yeah, I cannot sing like that. I wish I could, but no. This is Aluna Star, which has taken a beautiful, almost a conjunction of the Eye of Vibax and Core, the little red moon. And you have this monolith, so very beautiful, nice screenshot as well. I think that's monolith is in Grizzle Peak. This is Naturash, also a beautiful night screenshot. Here it is around the lake. It's very beautiful. I think this will be, I'm not sure if it's Meadowland or Highlands Hills. It seems that it's more Meadowland. Yeah, I think it's Meadowland. What would you say?
Meadowlands, yes.
Yeah, Meadowland.
I don't think the lake in Highlands is quite that big.
No, exactly. And this is Flub. Our last entry was a beautiful sunset. Look at this golden sky and the autumnal colors of the trees. I think this is a screenshot taken in Northreach, you by the misty forest where you have the bad ember vein. Very nice, guys. Thank you so very much for sharing your screenshot. It was very beautiful. We have a nice selection. Now it's time to find a winner. All right, 1 to 6. Let's go. Let's do it. Good luck. Wow, number 6. That's Flub. Congratulations, Flub. Thank you very much for participating. You have won 1 gold. Do not forget to ask me your gold, right? And next week, I will be able to offer and to send those gold by mail. I will not have to get a meeting in game to give it to you in person. I will be able to send it by mail. That will be so great. Oh, I will love that. All right. So thank you very
Don't
much.
spend it all on junk food.
Don't spend it on junk
Get
food.
something healthy in there too.
Yeah,
A little bit of greens.
there's good pie and you haven't seen it too.
You know, but don't let the pie rat steal it.
That's true. That's true. Thank you very much, everyone, for participating to the weekly game. So wait a little bit later today. I will post a new one. Majin, do you have
Yeah.
any word of conclusion for this show?
Word of conclusion. I haven't prepared any. Sorry.
Anything you want to add at all?
My brain's not working right now. I'm sorry.
That's fine. It's all right. So thank you so very much. It was a pleasure to have you here. So I hope you had fun during the show, and you will come back one day.
Maybe we'll see how much courage I build up to face you once again.
Okay, that's true. I'm a
We
very
might fight
scary.
next time.
I'm a very scary person. You are right to be cautious. Thank you everyone for watching the show. I hope you enjoyed the information shared here. Do not hesitate to check out the information below if you're watching this on YouTube for all information related to the content shared during this episode. Thank you very much. Be sure to like and subscribe and share. You know what you do on YouTube usually. And take a great time. Have a good week. You take care of yourself. See you soon. Bye everyone.
Bye.